Welcome back to the Blitz, and as our 2018 regular season winds down, so do we. Welcome everyone to our final regular season episode of 2018. And for all you new viewers, I'm of course your host Eric Shannon, and
I'm your co-host Brian Shows. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Hoppy around. Be safe out there and watch for all those small goblins hopping around.
There's probably going to be some rabbits.
Yep.
There'll be some rabbits, sure. All right, Brian, it is that time of year, and with Halloween, it means the end of regular season is here, and it's been a great year. We've had another great year and a great week of high school football. So sit back and get ready for our final episode of the Bravado Blitz for 2018. Welcome back, Blitz fans. We finished a great 2018, and we had an awesome Week 9 this past week. Had some important games this week, or there are some important games this week. We go to small schools this week, all the way down to Class A, and we get a great game with the Gore Pirates and Sallisaw Central.
This one should be good, and one of those that will affect a lot of teams in Class A. Even our friends at Hulbert will be watching the outcome of this one very closely. But first, we need to talk about the game we had last week, and it was good.
That was a good game. And if you missed it, you need to go back and watch it. You can watch it on YouTube. It was the Class 2A game, Eufaula versus Antlers. If you didn't get to see this, go back to our YouTube page. You can go to our Facebook page and watch it. It was just a great game. Two teams fighting for the district championship, and it showed both of them wanted it badly. And both teams, they came to play.
They sure did. You know, there was a lot of big hits. Mm-hmm. There were some guys that were slow to get out of bed on Saturday, I'm betting. They had to have been sore. And it was a case where both teams brought the wood.
They did bring the wood, and
we saw some big hits.
Big hits, big defensive game. Mm-hmm. Some monster. Jace Pippinger had a huge game.
I was really impressed with him, man.
And the game, it kind of depended on turnovers. Neither team really had an offense that was going. The defenses were, the ones that played the game. Came down to some interceptions. One of them was returned for a touchdown, and that pretty much decided the game.
We could say two of them were returned for an interception.
Yeah, one of them was very close, yeah.
Man, you knew it was going to be a defensive showdown when a safety was the first points on the board. Eufaula just really stuffed that Bearcat run game all night long, and Antlers couldn't get anything going with their offense. Even with all that wing tee, flex bone action, misdirection they ran. Yeah,
it was definitely a good game. Congratulations to the Ironheads coach, Larry Newton Jr., for his district championship.
Yeah, and congratulations from me personally, because we watched them play against Shakota. They've come a long way, man.
They have.
They rebounded after that 1-2 start, and they've earned that district championship.
Yeah, we want to wish them luck in the playoffs, and but let's turn our attention to the current polls. Starting in Class 6A Division II, the Muskogee Roughers move to number 6 and 6 and 3, excuse me. And they remain at number 8 after beating the number then 10 ranked Bartlesville Bruins 39-22. The Roughers will finish the regular season at home against Bixby this week. So there was no other movement in Class 6A2. Stillwater still number 1, as they have been all season long.
Man, a huge game for the Roughers this week. They trailed in that game against Bartlesville. We checked it on the scortal.
Right.
And they trailed, and they needed that win.
And I think they can beat Bixby.
Yeah, Muskogee's got the talent. I mean, they're young in a lot of places, so that's going to lead to some games where you win, some that you don't expect to win, and you're going to lose some that you don't expect to lose.
It's those intangibles.
Yep. A huge game for the Roughers this week, like we just talked about. The 2-ranked Bixby Spartans come to town. This would be a huge upset if the Roughers can pull it off, and one of those statement wins for a program if they can do it. At this moment, it looks like the Roughers will finish either 3rd or 4th in the district and staring at top-ranked Stillwater or a rematch against Midwest City in that first round.
I think they would like to get Midwest City back.
Yep, but come out to the Indian Bowl, support the Roughers this week, help them pull off the monumental upset.
Be huge, right? All right, moving down to Class 5A, the Tahlequah Tigers remain number 8 after the win against Tulsa Memorial 38-13. Carl Albert, Collinsville, Ardmore, all three remain unbeaten, unbeaten 1, 2, and 3 at the top of Class 5A.
A big game for Tahlequah this week. They got, they kind of stubbed their toe against Collinsville that night. We were there to watch that.
Right.
But they got another chance to put Claremore. They'll face 10th ranked Claremore this week. Both teams are 5-1 in 5A4. Whoever wins this game will be the district runner-up and be able to host a playoff game.
Big.
The Tigers could face anyone from Coweta, which would be a rematch, McAllister, Edison, or Ada in the first round.
Yeah. So they need to win this game.
Yep.
Now going to Class 4A, we had some small movement. Catoosa drops to number 9 after getting beat by Bristow 54-14. They're just monsters.
Yeah.
Broken Bow up at 7, and 7-2 stays at number 8 for the win against Sallisaw 54-13. And then Bristow jumps to 4 spots to number 5 from their 9th position. Poto stays at number 1. They beat Muldrow 38-0. Big games.
Yep. Stop me if you've heard this before. Hilldale's got a big game this week. Mm-hmm. The Hornets will go try and slay the monster, the Poto Pirates at Poto. It seems to be the week for the Muskogee area teams. Big opportunity for all of them.
I don't disagree. Hilldale tied for 2nd in the district with Broken Bow, but they lose out on a tiebreaker in district points. So they should, if they win, they could wind up a tie for 3rd and still finish, or tie for 1st and still finish 3rd.
Yeah.
So.
Moving on down to Class 3A, no change in Class 3A. Seminole remains at number 9. Stigler stays at number 8, and Idabel remains at number 7, even after their loss to Lincoln Christian 51-13. Heritage Hall remains at number 1 once again this week.
That 3A3 district is just turmoil. Shakota is in a must-win against Lincoln Christian, and they could beat them, and they may still not make the playoffs, even if they beat Lincoln Christian. A win, and it's a 5-way tie. All 5 teams having 2 losses, and it'll go to district points. So there's going to be a good team left out.
Yeah, by this time next week, there's going to be a good team playing basketball, man. Mm-hmm. Now, how does Class 2A look?
No movement in 2A. All top 10 teams are all the top 10 teams in the Class 1. Millwood and Beggs remain the top 2 in 2A, so not a whole lot of movement.
Yeah. Down in Class A, the Gore Pirates, which we'll get a first-hand view of this week, moved to number 8. They moved to 8-1 and stay at number 9 after their 47-0 shutout win over Savannah. The showdown with Sallisaw Central is here. Gore has had this game circled on their calendar for weeks. Number 5, Crossing Christian, drops 1 spot after losing to top-ranked Cashion 37-14. The Wildcats will travel to 7th-ranked Minco Friday night.
All right, it's going to be a good game this Friday night.
Yep.
I'm excited. In Class B, the 8-man Keota, they took one on the chin this week as they went up against the 5th-ranked Dewar Dragons and lost 66-46. It's a lot of points.
Yeah,
it's a lot of points.
8-man football.
Yeah, Shattuck remains at number 1 in Class B after beating then 9th-ranked Sealing 36-0.
And bringing up the smallest class in the state, Class C, Graham Dustin stays at a perfect 9-0 and 7th-ranked after beating Sasakwa 62-12. Buffalo stays at number 1 after beating Balco 15-0 in a forfeit.
Lots of good teams in our area.
I believe Balco's on to basketball, it sounds like.
Sounds like it. All right. That will do it for our state rankings segment. For more in-depth look at the rankings, go check out okpreps.com, our partners on the scholarships giveaway. And when we come back, we're going to hand it off to Demi to check out some of the scores from around our area, and then she'll present our ever-popular Bravado Wireless Power of Connection poll for the week of November 3rd.
There is truly no place like home. Right here in Eastern Oklahoma, Bravado Wireless provides the best unlimited talk, text, and data for only $40 a month. We believe in strong, connected communities. That's why we live stream community events like local football games. You may not know us by name, but we'll be at the same festivals and cheering for our kids on the same sidelines. Because we live where you live. Visit bravadowireless.com or visit one of our stores, where we make it easy to join our family. Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back. I'm Demi Smith, and I'm pleased to present our final Bravado Wireless Power of Connection poll for the week of November 3rd. Again, we have some new entrants into our poll. Starting off in the 10th position is the Class B Dewar Dragons. At 8-1, the Dragon enter the poll after beating Keota 66-46. Climbing back into our poll at the number 9 position is the Stigler Panthers. The Panthers destroyed Old Mulgee 70-12. Stigler will travel to Tulsa-Webster this week. At number 8 is the Seminole Chieftains. Seminole climbs 2 spots after beating Tulsa-Webster 61-0. They face a 1-8 Old Mulgee team this week. The Class 2A Eufaula Ironheads climbed 2 positions to number 7 after beating the then number 9 Antlers Bearcats 19-2. Eufaula will head down to Atoka this week to face the winless Wampus Cats. The Hilldale Hornets remain in the 6th spot after beating Stillwell 69-18. Hilldale has a big game this week against the Poto Pirates in Class 4A. Remaining at number 5 is the Vian Wolverines. Vian improved to 7-2 on the year after blanking Panama 42-0. Vian will finish the regular season hosting Keys. Broken Bow remains the 4th position after their win against Sallisaw. Fort Gibson will travel down to Broken Bow this week to face the Savages. Making a big jump back to the position they held earlier in the year is Tahlequah. The Tigers climb from number 7 after their win against Tulsa Memorial. Good luck to the Tigers this week as they face off against Claremore. In the 2nd spot is the Class A Gore Pirates. Gore will travel to Sallisaw Central this week as our Bravado game of the week. And remaining at 1 is the Class 2A Beggs Demons. Beggs beat the Haskell 43-8 and hosts Sperry this week. Dropping out of the poll are the Antlers Bearcats and Idabel Warrior after both teams lost this past week. Now that we have our Power of Connection poll, let's look at some of the notable scores in our area from some of the unranked teams. In Class 6A2, Bixby remained undefeated as they beat Shawnee 41-7. In Class 5A, McAllister moves to 4-5 on the year as they beat Glenpool 24-21. The Ada Cougars beat Tulsa Hale 53-12, and Bishop Kelly beat Coweta 35-21. Moving to Class 4A, Fort Gibson beat Tulsa Central 49-20. Wagner improves to 8-1 with the win against Tulsa McLean 46-6. In Class 3A, Shakota beat Roland 63-22, and Veneta squeaked by Inola 31-27. In Class 2A, Jones gets by Okemah 56-24. Panama beats Sequoia Tahlequah by a stick figure 41-40. Keys gets to 3 wins by beating Westville 41-6, and Valiant bests Atoka 50-21, and Heavener gets the best of Wilburton Diggers 22-6. In Class 2A, Tallahena beat the Stigler JV 41-0. Central Sallisaw improved to 8-1 by beating Porter 69-28, and Wewoka shut out Liberty 61-0. Moving to 8-man, we have Class B. Porum beat Gans 30-16, and Wetumpka beat Canadian 60-14. Willika improved to 8 wins after beating Caddo 52-6. In Class C, Midway moves to 6-3 with a win against Wilson 52-0. This is just a few of the scores from around our coverage area. You can find more at okpreps.com. Stay tuned as we talk to the Gore Pirates coach Brandon Tyler and his thoughts on this week's matchup.
You are called to be bold. You have a right to the best wireless service, high-speed internet, and customer service at a price you can feel good about. At Bravado Wireless, we know this, and that's why we put you and your community first. We are owned and operated right here in Eastern Oklahoma. We live where you live. We proudly connect you to your family, friends, and business partners wherever they are. Dallas, Seattle, Taipei, Toronto, and anywhere else in the world. We are Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back to the Bravado Blitz. We have made it to week number 10, and we have the Gore Pirates, the Green Pirates, up on the hill up there. Coach Brandon Tyler. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Man, my co-host Brian Shows, we kept saying from about week 3 or 4, we had a feeling about these Gore Pirates, and here you guys sit at 8-1. And going into this week, you win. You've got the district title outright, and even if you unfortunately don't get the win, you still got a shot. But you were kind of telling me before we went on air, man, that title that's a mess right there in 2A right there for your district.
It is.
I mean, A. I'm sorry, A. Yeah.
It is. There's still 3 teams that are alive right now. Us, Central, and Hobart, obviously. Hobart beat Central 2 weeks ago. Was kind of threw a wrinkle into everything. We was hoping to go into week 10 that. Be us and Central, for the district championship, and regardless, either way, one of us will be hosting a home playoff game.
Right.
So now we definitely, got to control our own destiny. That's a good thing about it. Is all we got to do is go win Friday night.
Now, is that one thing you tell the kids is, hey, we control our destiny. If we win, we get to stay home for the playoffs, and that's a huge deal in the playoffs.
It is. We've talked about it. It's great not having to depend on anyone else. All we got to do is depend on the guys in green and white to go take care of business.
Right. All right. So you lost in week 1 to Haskell, and then since then you guys are on a 7-game winning streak and have put up some very impressive numbers. And what have you seen throughout your for your team throughout the season that has improved in things that you like?
That week 0 week against Haskell, it's still kind of like a second scrimmage, so we're still learning some things out. We learned a lot from that ball game. They were able to make some adjustments with, throughout the year. And like I said, we ran off 8 victories in a row now. Defensively, we changed some personnel up, changed our defense up from a 4-2-5 to a 3-4 look, being more attacking, more aggressive, and it's really benefited us, the last 8 ball games.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I said 8-game winning streak. Coach has got me on point here. He knows his numbers here.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about this in media days. Second year at Gore. You're a Gore alumni, and your family's all Gore. Just kind of getting off the football side. Man, you've got to have all kinds of excitement up there in your family. You guys are chasing that district title.
It is. It's been a while since Gore's been in this opportunity, this position. We've been telling our kids that and our seniors that the legacy they can leave behind, being the ones that got this program turned around from last year to this year, and going from being the 0-10 guys to now playing for a district championship,
Right.
has been huge for these guys. And, being, like you said, graduating from Gore, it means a lot. It means
Right.
a lot to me and my family. And we got other coaches. Coach Ellis, was on staff there with me, our offensive coordinator. He graduated from Gore. So, we got a lot invested in this program. And like I said, our kids come to work every day. And it's been exciting. Like I said, it's hard to believe it's week 10 right now. And,
Yeah.
it just seemed like yesterday we were in Summer Pride and up here for the media days. And,
Yeah.
Here we are fixing to be in November and getting after it in week 10.
It certainly moved quick, hasn't it?
It sure has.
Yeah. See, I've always had a soft spot for Gore because Coach Mosley, I knew Coach Mosley back when I was in high school, and I played an All-Star game, and he was my coach at the All-Star game, and made some good friends through college and stuff from Gore. So the Gore Pirates always had a little soft spot for me. All right, Coach, let's talk about Sallisaw Central. Man, they're monsters down there, and what do you do? What do you attack against that team?
We offensively got to control the clock. Like you said, they're so explosively offensively. They got weapons everywhere. They got the Giles kid at quarterback and the Loggins kid at receiver that are probably one of the better 2 quarterback wide receiver combos that we've seen in a long time, especially in Class A. The running back, the Edwards kid's great. They're good up front. They got a lot of weapons, can score from anywhere on the field at any time. Defensively, they're going to be a 3-4. We got to make sure, our linemen have got to control the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Got to control the ball, control the clock, and hopefully come out with a victory.
Yeah. Great. Sallisaw Central always puts a good team on the field, and so we're excited about that. So, folks, we get to have, we're going to travel down to Sallisaw Central this Friday night. Gore Pirates. So if you're a Gore Pirate fan, you can't make it down there. You need to watch us on BravadoTV.com. We will have it live broadcasted. We're very excited to cover not only our first Class A game, but a Gore Pirate game. We've been, we had a good feeling about these Pirates, so we're going to follow them down there to Sallisaw Central this Friday night. Coach, any last thoughts on this game?
It's going to be a great ball game. I think every news station and you guys obviously are going to be there, and it's going to be a packed house, and that's what Week 10 is supposed to be about. Playing for something like this, and we're excited about the opportunity and just looking forward for Friday night.
Yep. It's going to be a great game, folks, so check it out. Like I said, if you can't be there, watch it on BravadoTV.com. Coach, thank you again for joining us up here at Bravado Studios. Folks, stick around. We've got more on the Bravado Blitz coming up.
Welcome back to the Blitz. I'm Eric Shannon.
And I'm Brian Shows, and we have with us Gore Pirate head coach Brandon Tyler. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
So, Coach, what's your thoughts on the game this week?
I'm super excited to be playing for a district championship.
We can't wait to see those Gore Pirates in action this week.
So, Brian, what do you think of these Pirates? They're on an 8-game winning streak. Can they take home the district title?
I think that Coach Tyler has them playing very good ball right now. They're buying in, but they're going to a very hostile place to play Friday night. Coach, what do you tell your players Friday night?
I'm going to tell them to hit hard, play fast, and have fun.
Well, that is all for us. We'll be right back, so stick around.
Wow, Brian, all of a sudden I feel a little bit taller.
And man, I had this deja vu moment where I was back as a sophomore and I had really bad hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like a fifth grader again. I don't know what all that, you never know what's going to happen on Halloween.
But you got that right.
Right. All right, so let's talk about, had Coach Tyler on. And, the beginning of the season, they lose to Haskell week 0. So they're on an 8-game winning streak. And he corrected me, made sure I knew it. I kept saying 7. He said, no, it's 8. But, we had a feeling about the Pirates all year long. We kept inching them into our Power of Connection poll.
Yeah, they made some tertiary appearances, just say, hey, watch those Gore Pirates, they're knocking on the door.
Yeah, they just, they were kind of quietly moving up. They've moved up into the polls. So they're going to go play Sallisaw Central, and that's a very intimidating place to go into.
Yeah, this will be the first time I've ever been at the soccer field, but I've taken...
Football field.
Football field. I've taken basketball players that physically we were much better than them, and they've kicked our butts just because, they're dedicated kids, man. They believe in their coaches. It doesn't matter. It seems like every time that I am around a Sallisaw Central person, a student or whatnot, they always talk about how good their coaches are. So they believe in what their coaches are telling them. They're, and that belief leads to, execution.
They just buy in, and they play hard. And they always have some big kids.
Yeah, man, they play incredibly hard across any sport.
Yeah, so it's a good place to go. It's good if you haven't ever been to Sallisaw Central. You need to go. If you can make it down there, go. Obviously, if not, we're going to have it on air here at bravadotv.com. But it's a tough place to play, and he didn't really make any bones about it. He
said they're up against it.
They're up against it, and they have. Sallisaw Central has 1 loss, so kind of they don't have anything left to play for. If they win, they get district. If they lose, hey, they're in 2nd place or 3rd place. So
yeah, so that district with those 3 teams, Hulbert, Central, and Gore, and I don't think Tyler would have it any other way. Here we are at the last game of the season. Yep. I'm sure any football coach would tell you, hey, I just want a look at the championship at the last game of the season.
Yeah.
So
what a way to go. You're going up, it's the big thing. But, if Gore loses, they're probably going to be in 2nd, so they'll still be home for the playoffs. But I know he wants that district championship. They were 0-10 years ago, a few years ago.
Yeah, so, again, we talked about this with the Tahlequah coach about building a culture.
Right.
And slowly, quietly moving up the rankings. And it's not just this year, it's throughout ever since he's been there.
Yeah.
So having a look at a district championship, I'm sure some parents would say, man, I wish we could go to one of those bottom feeders to win this district. But, hey, I'm sure the competitor and Coach Tyler says, hey, let's go.
Let's go against them.
Yeah, let's put the toe to leather and let's see who the best man is.
Most definitely. It's going to be a good game Friday night. We're happy to go down and be the smallest game we've covered, which that doesn't mean anything. It could be, they're going to put on a good show. So, folks, if you can't make it out, of course, we'll be on bravadotv.com. So check it out. And so back to you, Brian.
Yep. So let's see what's happening with our Players of the Week as we hand it off to Demi once again, and she's going to present our Players of the Week and talk about Bravado Wireless scholarship giveaway with OK Preps.
Very cool thing.
Thank you, guys. First, I want to let you all know about our Bravado Wireless scholarship giveaway before we pick our Players of the Week. Bravado Wireless is giving away 2 scholarships to deserving scholar athletes. Coaches will nominate the players and OK Preps will pick the winners. So coaches go to okpreps.com and nominate a deserving boy and girl athlete so they can win a $2,500 scholarship. Bravado Wireless will pay the university of choice of the winners. For more information, go to okpreps.com and be sure to spread the word because it's open to all athletes in all sports. Well, it's time for our 3G, 4G, and 5G Players of the Week. Our 3G Player of the Week is from Eufaula Ironheads, cornerback and wide receiver Jace Pippinger. He recorded 15 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 he took back to the house for a touchdown, the other 2 to the 1-yard line. He also had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery and had 2 receptions for 23 yards and 1 touchdown, helping the Ironheads capture the 2A6 title with the 19-2 win over Antlers. Our 4G player of the week is going to be a big star in years to come. From Dakota Wildcats, it's running back Dontier Fisher. He rushed for 343 yards on 10 carries and scored 5 touchdowns in a 63-22 win over Roland last week. And our 5G player of the week, drum roll please, he is no stranger to the poll, the Holbert Riders running back Jacob Bruce. He rushed for 286 yards and 4 touchdowns. He is now 3rd in career rushing yards in Oklahoma State history with 7,882 and is currently 552 yards away from becoming the all-time leading rusher, which he could obtain by week 1 of the playoffs, so keep an eye on him. Well, that's our players of the week for our final Blitz episode. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Demi. And Brian, no stranger to the top spot, your man, Jacob Bruce.
Our man.
Our man.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
Yeah.
I mean, even on his week off, he still gained 100 yards.
125.
125, right.
2 touchdowns. It was an off night for him.
He's only 552 yards away from the record.
And he's going to get a playoff game, so, I mean, he's got to look at it.
They have Savannah this week.
But I'm not going to put it past him to not do it this week.
Right. He's got Savannah this week. Savannah's way down. Nothing against those kids. They play hard. But he could easily have 300-plus yards against Savannah. Depends on how long they leave him in. And, you know, he'll probably pick up another 200 in the playoffs. So I tell you what, though, I would not, if Holbert has to travel, I would not want to be the second-place team in there.
It's that rule. You don't want, when you're the favorite, you don't want the best player on the field being on the other team. No matter how good the guys are that surround him, you don't want to figure out how to stop that one guy. Because, I mean, even at the high school level, the great players figure out a way to get it done. They kind of carry their team. So it's not a good feeling.
Let's talk about, we have another defensive player, Pippinger.
We saw him firsthand, man.
Wow. 15 tackles, 2 interceptions. That one looked like it was a touchdown. They called it out the one, so he could have had 2 touchdowns on the interception.
I was all for giving him the 5G player of the week just on that one interception alone.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it during the broadcast. I've seen that on the NFL, on Sundays, on TV and stuff. I've never seen that live.
Yeah.
I mean, just the quick reaction to make that. It was amazing, man. And then have the presence of mind say, I mean, if I would have done something like that, I would have been like, oh my God, I did catch it.
Right. But he caught it and went. And if you haven't seen it, you need to go back and watch that because that was in the first quarter.
Yep.
Makes an incredible interception. Then his other incredible interception was in the third quarter. And
Antlers really never recovered after that.
No, you know, Antlers had 2 big runs in the first quarter. And then after that, they didn't have anything else.
No. I mean, they with that offense, you got to stay ahead of the chains. And after they got that interception, I never felt like Antlers believed that they were going to win that game.
It's like everything was just let out.
Yeah.
So, and then our 4G was Dontier Fisher, excuse me, from Shakota. Put up some monster yards, 343 yards rushing. Kid's going to be a star.
Yeah, here in a couple of years, I think he'll be knocking on the door of that all-time leading rusher. I mean. On 19 carries, man. Figure that out.
Yeah, very impressive, very impressive. All right, folks. Well, we have kind of concluded our regular season final episode here. We've had another successful episode of the Blitz and look forward to the game this week. So thank you for watching us. Be sure and like us. Be sure and share us. And tell us what you think. And we will be heading down to Sallisaw this Friday night as the Sallisaw Central Tigers take on the Gore Pirates. Brian, any last thoughts?
No, I'm looking forward to getting down there. I like Sallisaw Central. I've got some bad memories, but they're all. But I look forward to going down there every chance I get, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. All right, folks. Well, stay tuned, and we will have at least 1 playoff game, if not 2 playoff games, on the Bravado TV network. So check us out. All right, folks. Thanks for watching us. We want to see you back on Bravado TV. And Brian, as always,
have a great day if you want to.